Welcome into Cavaliers Live, presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers back in the win column here tonight, led by 21 points from James Harden, who also became the 9th player in NBA history to register 29,000 points. The Cavaliers with a 115-101 victory. And Serena Winters standing by now with the man of the hour, James Harden.
Thanks, Kaylee. James, tonight you reached 29,000 career points. It's a milestone that only 8 other players in the history of the league have had. Is tonight just another night of basketball, or do you let that milestone sink in?
All glory to God, but it's a testament of the work, that I put in over this course of so many years. And, the Cavs give me an opportunity to go out here and showcase my game, so I'm grateful.
So tonight you beat a Philly team. You come in here the heavy favorites, but what did you like most about how you approached the game?
Just a bounce-back game. I think last night was a little frustrating, for the entire group. But, bounce-back game just to get, our swag back, and I think we did that tonight.
One of the guys that helped you there was Keon Ellis. I want to spotlight him because how does he elevate the reserve group?
Amazing, especially on the defensive end. Offensively, he made some threes, had some and-ones tonight, but defensively is where he impacts the game for our team, and he's done that consistently.
All right, lastly, James, I know you want to get going here, but as you look at where this group needs to grow here as you head on the road, what do you want to improve on?
Just some the highest chemistry that we can get to. Physicality defensively and just being consistent every single night, which we're definitely capable of.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Kaylee, back to you.
Serena, thank you. Welcoming courtside here at Rocket Arena alongside Mr. Cavalier, Austin Carr. I'm Kaylee Griffin. The Cavaliers sweeping the season series of the 76ers. They come away with a 115-101 victory here at home. Austin, there were moments early on in this game where the Cavaliers looked to get into a rhythm. It wasn't a quick start, but as the game progressed, this team certainly settled in. What impressed you most about how they were able to bounce back here tonight?
The second quarter. I mean, you knew there was going to be a hangover. I mean, and they really started out sluggishly. You could just tell they weren't moving the ball. They weren't cutting. They weren't doing a lot of things. It's depending on giving the ball to Donovan or giving the ball to James, and you do it. And that really it's not how you run your offense. You don't want to run it that way. The second quarter, things picked up. And Ellis came in and got things going. And you could see they started to loosen up a little bit and get things going.
Well, let's take a look now at our Misney Make Them Pay moment. And we're taking a look at the Cavaliers defense turning into offense. The Cavaliers forcing 17 turnovers here tonight, leading to 20 points off of those turnovers. Austin, we've said it time and time again. The Cavaliers are at their best when they start with defense, and that was on full display this evening.
That's exactly right, Kelly. When they are out on the passing lanes, overplaying the passing lanes, forcing extra passes, doing a good job of making sure that somebody is there to defend the shot at the basket. That's just when they are at their best, and they use that very well to get out on the break.
The Cavaliers have been firing on all cylinders against Philly this season, a perfect 4-0, sweeping the season series. Austin, obviously, the Sixers without a number of key players here tonight, but how important was it for the Cavaliers to get back to playing their game and really assert some dominance down the stretch?
Oh, very important, because they're getting ready to go on the road now. And when you go on the road, you got to have all your cylinders working properly. And they had to find a way to get back into a good mojo, a good rhythm, a good feeling about themselves. And this was what they had to do, because believe me, this little quick road trip won't be easy.
No, it certainly won't. Well, 6 Cavaliers scored in double figures tonight. James Harden leading the way. As I mentioned, 21 points for Harden here tonight. He also dished out 5 assists, grabbed 5 rebounds, but most notably, Austin, he became the 9th player in NBA history to surpass 29,000 career points. What does that type of milestone mean to a player in their career?
Well, when you play as long as he has and has done as much as he's done, when you start hitting those type of miles, yard marks, and point situations, it really puts you in some high cotton. And that's exactly where he is now.
Look at that. He's now behind Wilt Chamberlain, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Durant. He just passed Shaquille O'Neal just a little while ago, but 29,017 points for James Harden now. Pretty incredible to see. It wasn't only James Harden here tonight, Austin. It was Donovan Mitchell as well, as we revisit our FanDuel same-game parlay from pregame. And Donovan Mitchell, 17 points here tonight. He dished out 6 assists as well. AC, you said for Donovan, he probably wasn't going to need to hit those high scoring numbers here tonight, knowing who Philly had available. But what did you make of his complete game tonight?
Well, to me, I think he's starting to understand this is the type of game he has to have. In other words, you go out and you do 30, but when we get 30, that limits somebody else whose scoring we need. And by coming up with games between 17 and 25, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, those are the kind of games where it seems like the team moves better on the offensive end of the floor.
Well, here we go. Another day, another losing parlay.
Oh, man.
The Cavaliers did come away with the win, so we did come away with that last leg. But unfortunately, James Harden and Donovan Mitchell not able to deliver for us here tonight.
We just have a tough time.
It's tough. It's just tough around here. All right, we got more coming up here on Cavaliers Live. We're going to hear from head coach Kenny Atkinson when we return. Welcome back to Cavaliers Live, presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers back in the win column tonight as they take down the 76ers, 115-101. Let's hear now more from the winning head coach, Kenny Atkinson. His press conference is presented by Wayside.
Yeah, the longevity is amazing. Testament to his resiliency. It's so hard in this league to do it for so long, so consistently. And, this version we're seeing of James is, you don't think of just scorer. Like, I just think of this complete player, and playmaker. And what he's given us so far is everything we need to do to win, every kind of detail. So I don't look at him as just strictly as a scorer, but that's an amazing. I mean, when they announced it today, I was like in shock. I'm like 29,000, incredible. But yeah, to do it for this long at this high level is amazing.
You emphasized before the game the energy of need in this game, and obviously you guys came out a little bit slow. But what did you feel like about the response that you guys had, especially from your leaders over the second half?
I liked it. I mean, we obviously out of the gate we struggled back to back, but we did hold their scoring down. I think they had 20 points in the first quarter. So even though we weren't firing offensively, our defense was pretty good. And then Ethan, I did not like that slippage we had in the fourth quarter. We had a group in there that had some slippage defensively, and they got on a little run. I had to get James. I wanted to not have to bring, our big hitters back in the game. So, but for the most part, pretty professional and mature performance by the guys with a little slippage here and there.
Kenny, I know we talked about Keon offensively a little bit before the game. He goes out, has 19 points. I realized part of that's hit threes, but he was also attacking off the dribble, got to the line 7 times. Just when he's more of a complete offensive player in a night like tonight, what does that provide for you?
Man, like I said, we're just discovering his offensive capabilities. I saw a couple things that I haven't seen him do yet. Come off a DHO, get in the lane, shoot the floater. I didn't even know he had that. So we're still discovering him. But obviously when he gets the catch and shoot thing going, that's huge for us because he's so good defensively. Listen, I told the guys in there, this is going to be a fight to be in the playoff rotation for us. We got so many good players. We're deep. It's like, who's going to be a star in their role, right? He's making a case, obviously. We'll continue to evaluate it, but really happy with how he's played so far.
And then you've been comfortable for a while playing D-net center, but we've seen it with some really small lineups where you can make the case Craigie's playing power forward alongside of him. What about him allows you to be comfortable with those groups?
I think it's the rebounding, right? You don't get destroyed on the boards, which usually happens when you get small. He's stout enough to give you some rim protection, but small sample size has been really good for us. So we're going to keep looking at it, especially with JA out. We'll keep looking at it more, but obviously provides the offensive spacing too.
Yeah. With James, the 29,000 points is obviously a testament to his talent. It's also a longevity thing. How impressive is it that he's been able to be as durable as he has, given everything that his teams have asked of him?
I think, first of all, his body type helps, right? He's a strong human being. But, you know, the intelligence, I think, too, how smart he is. He's not a guy that needs to run around a whole lot. And he doesn't waste any energy. So I think his IQ has helped him kind of preserve the mileage on his body. I will say this, we get all this internal, it is proven that he's not a guy that's running a ton or you know, doing a lot of miles. It doesn't say that he doesn't play hard. It's not that. He just, you know, knows how to conserve and then go hard at the right time.
Cavaliers take down the Sixers tonight, 115-101. What a performance from Keon Ellis and the bench. We'll talk that second unit on the other side. Welcome back to Cavaliers Live, presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers completed the season sweep of Philadelphia tonight, coming away with a 115-101 victory here tonight. 6 Cavs in double figures. Keon Ellis, one of those second leading scorer in this game, 19 points for Ellis off the bench, 5 of 9 shooting, knocked down 4 triples as well. Austin, what did you make of Ellis's performance here tonight?
Well, to me, he's always a stellar performer on the defensive end of the floor. Very quick hands, very sure hands. But offensively tonight, he was ready to shoot the ball when the ball came to him. And once he got into a rhythm, then that was it. Then now the rest of but what I also liked was the fact that he used his threat from the outside to put the ball on the floor and go inside and make other people have to make decisions to stop one of the Cavalier players. That, to me, is what's so important when you're playing and you start getting hot from the perimeter.
We saw some bench pressing tonight, 47 points from that second unit. Austin, when you look at these 4, known for their defense oftentimes, but all 4 of them can be an offensive threat on a nightly basis.
Yes, and that's what's going to have to happen from here on out. I mean, we didn't probably get that last night, but we're going to have to get that continually, especially now that you're going on the road. The bench has to step up. And if you look at the game last night, Boston's bench is what won the game for them. We're going to have to start getting that kind of production from our bench.
Now, the Cavaliers still working through some kinks here, but
right.
They are starting to find a rhythm with the new pieces. Keon Ellis, obviously a huge part of that. We got more coming up here on Cavaliers Live. A big double-double from Dean Wade here tonight. 13 points and 10 rebounds for Wade. Welcome back to Cavaliers Live, presented by Wayside Furniture. The Cavaliers back in the win column before heading out on the road here tonight as they take down the Sixers 115-101. Let's take a look now at the Eastern Conference standings. The Cavaliers continuing to make up some ground now, just 1 game behind the New York Knicks for that 3 seed. The 76ers still pretty solidly where they are, where they were before the night began. But Austin, how are you feeling about where the Cavaliers sit in the standings and knowing they got a pretty big matchup against Orlando coming up?
Yes, I mean, I like that. To me, if they want to make a move in the playoffs this season, they have to be one of those first 4 teams.
Yep.
I don't want to start out on the road. I'd rather start out at home. You get the home crowd behind you, and then you can produce from there. So that's how I see it right now. And I'm hoping that this road trip, the Cavs are going to have to step up now because this team is hungry. They're going to be waiting for the Cavs, and they have to be ready to play a physical game because this is not going to be easy under those boards against this team.
Well, let's take a look at that upcoming road trip as we take a look at the next 4. The Cavaliers heading down to Orlando tonight for a Wednesday night matchup against the Magic. Then on Friday, they'll be in Dallas to take on the Mavericks. Back home for a Sunday matinee against Dallas again, and then they head out to Milwaukee. So 3 games on the road over the next 4. Austin, starting with Orlando. I had flashbacks of that playoff series a few years ago.
Me too.
What a brutal series it was. The Cavaliers came away with that, but Orlando always physical. They're going to make it tough inside, and this is going to be a tough challenge for the Cavaliers, obviously, knowing that they are a potential playoff matchup once again.
Well, they already think they have our number.
Yeah.
And they have a little vengeance against us because of the last season. So I'm thinking the Cavs got to come ready. They have to be ready to play. There's no such thing as warming up into the game. You have to come and start from the first tip.
Cavaliers back in action on Wednesday in Orlando. Our pregame coverage starts at 7. For Austin Carr and our entire crew, I'm Kaylee Griffin. We'll see you back here on Wednesday night.